Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we are back opening up some more new product from our Black Bolt and White Flare sets. And today we have the White Flare binder collection. Pretty simple box here. We have 5 booster packs of White Flare as well as a binder. Obviously you guys will see in this video I may end up just throwing Black Bolt in here just because it's a bit easier to just throw both of them together. They both only have 5 packs, so it's nothing crazy, but I figured this would be a really good product to open. I'm really glad I was able to get a couple of these. Now I was only able to get one of each from my local card store. Thankfully they were doing pre-orders and I was able to get one of everything, so I won't have a sealed version just yet, but I'm sure it'll be pretty easy down the line to get one. So without further ado, let's open this and look at the binder. So to show off the binder first, so it is one of these strapped binders, which to me, I am not crazy about, and I think I've mentioned in the past, I have just, really loved using the anything that has a zipper on it just to really keep it, closed and sealed. So I kind of wonder if there's anything for these binders where if you were to get one of these that you have something you can kind of like seal it in similar to a zip binder, kind of where, not to say you can like necessarily tape this to the binding of the inside of like a zipper binder or something, but something similar where you can kind of just put it in and it'll at least work a little bit. But in any case, yeah, it's pretty interesting still. I mean, you've got some decent, pages in here. I feel like the quality's not too bad. And overall, for people who may want to, especially start collecting if they haven't, but, if you guys wanted to get a decent binder for a decent price, something like this, it's a pretty solid option to start off with. I know some people have been using these too, store their Black Bolt and White Flare stuff, but from what I understand, and I don't know, I haven't counted obviously or how true it is or anything, but depending on how you sort your stuff, that these actually don't fit the entire sets of each thing. Like this will not fit all of White Flare specifically. So that's what I've been told. So I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, so it's pretty cool. Get all these white sheets in here. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's a cool looking binder for sure. But yeah, I've obviously gone the other route getting a Voltex binder specifically, especially like those are absolutely phenomenal binders, and they came out with some Black Bolt White Flare ones, which are they have stopped, they've closed their listing for their binders that they were making for these because they did them as made to order, which was really awesome. I ended up getting the XXL size, so I'm very excited for that. And then before getting into the packs, just kind of neat, I thought I'd show this, but they give you a little checklist, so this is pretty cool. Now, of course, they don't mention in here the, reverses, and now, of course, here they don't mention the Pokeballs and Master Balls and stuff. They just mention the cards themselves, and they do tell you if it's basically a holo, reverse holo, whatever, and then all of the illustrationers and everything. So it's pretty cool. I kind of like that they included this in there as well. You want to keep track of your stuff in your binder. There you go. But otherwise, we have 5 packs of White Flare here. Let's see if we can get lucky and get anything, because right now White Flare has, I think overall, we've done better with Black Bolt, but White Flare has given us some pretty good stuff recently towards the end of my ETB case, so it's been decently nice. We actually had one pack where it wasn't a god pack, but we'd gotten like a Pokeball, an illustration rare, and then it was a full art, so it was like a sort of mini demigod pack, I guess if you want to call it that. But we get a Pokeball, Ferroseed to start off with, a Vullaby, and a Zoroark. Oh, and we got a Water Holo Energy as well, so that's really nice. So yeah, White Flare, I mean, the biggest card I want, besides like the obvious, White Rare, and then the Victini, like the Zekrom cards, besides those, or not Zekrom, sorry, Reshiram cards. Besides those, obviously I would love the Hilda. That's probably the biggest chase I have. And every time I say her name, she comes up in here one way or the other, whether it's the common, Pokeball, whatever. So Garbodor, Joltik, and Cofagrigus. So yeah, I'm hoping we can pull her at some point. But yeah, I mentioned it in my last video, but we did manage to pull an Ends Plan. So, that is, I mean, it's great, but I'm hoping that'll potentially just turn into a Hilda. That'll be like the easiest thing for me to do. So let's see though what else we got in here. So far, one Pokeball though, not bad. Ooh, and a Pokeball Pignite. I think that might be a new one. I've been starting to see some duplicates, so I'm not entirely sure what I have and don't have, because after these binders, I think that should be it for me for Black and White, so then I will be able to start going through sorting them, but hopefully we're not missing too much. I feel like we'll be on our way to a pretty decent master set, so we will see though. I know I definitely don't have too many Master Balls. Pokeballs have been pretty abundant, which has been good though, considering how many Pokeballs and Master Balls there are. But to get more Pokeballs would certainly be nice. You got Tool Scrapper, Selgor, Pignite, Gothitelle, so nothing there. One more pack though of White Flare. This is our last one finally out of everything. that I was able to get from, pre-orders and such. So let's see what we got in our final pack of White Flare for now. And then, of course, like I said, we have more a product coming on the way from other, other product that they're releasing later on in the month. So see what we can get there. But we end off with a Terrakion, so not much in this binder, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we ended up getting 2 Pokeballs there, the Pignite and the Ferroseed. So not the greatest, but like I said, we will probably be opening this up, which we are, and that is the Black Bolt binder collection. So let's go ahead and open it up, just show off the binder real quick. And here is the Black Bolt binder. I'm not going to show it off completely, but same thing, in there you got the pages and everything. But the front cover art, again, it's really sick. I do love this style a lot. I just wish, I know it'd be a lot more expensive, of course, but I wish it would be similar to just other TCG binders, like zip-up binders, the way that the, material is made on those, like Voltex binders. But that's just me. I think I've been, privileged to have those. So it is what it is, but they're still pretty decent binders. So, but we have 5 Black Bolt packs, and then these are our last Black Bolt packs that we have. So let's see if we are able to get anything out of these. And yeah, I mean, again, Black Bolt has shown us a lot of love, so maybe we can get something incredible in here to start off with. Maractus, Fracture, and Caracosta. And like I said, I'm hoping that based on what I've been seeing, at least, it really all depends on how much product they end up printing, but I'm hoping that with time that they will start to, and GameStop has done their own thing as far as how they're doing their releases, but for other places that they'll still get a decent bit of product here and there from, from shipping every week, whatever it is, your Walmarts and Targets and stuff like that, that there'll be a decent bit of black and white for people to be able to purchase. So we'll see how much there ends up being. Nothing in this pack either. I know they talked about a lot of like local stores not getting much, but I mean, when they first said that, I was wondering if it was going to be more retailers getting the product, and I thought that was part of it. I could be wrong, but I thought there was something about potentially just retailers getting more of the product because it's easier to get it into those people's hands, from retailers versus just local card stores. But I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. And unfortunately, okay, we did get a hit at least. Excadrill EX. Not exactly what we're looking for, but we weren't doing too well there, but finally got something. 2 packs left. Come on, can we get something? Because this is I want to be able to end at least decently well if we can get something here. Temple, there's a lot of beautiful illustrationers, by the way. I was looking at it finally yesterday a little bit more. Caracosta Pokeball, very, very nice. Like Caracosta, Tortuga, they have some amazing illustrationers, and I love it. And when I was looking at the ETB booklets, seeing so many of the illustrationers, they look incredible. So I'm really hoping we're starting to get better here. Another Excadrill EX, of course we do. I feel like that is the most common EX we're seeing now. Final pack here of Black Bolt, and just in general, Black Bolt, White Flare. We don't have anything else as of now, but I'm going to be on the lookout. We'll see. And then, of course, when the new products come in, we'll have that stuff as well. So just in the meantime, not much else, or nothing else really. But can we end it off with a bang, maybe? Do we have anything good? Okay, we got a Throw Pokeball, so that seems pretty new. I don't think I've seen that. I did pull a Sock illustration rare, which was pretty cool, not gonna lie. But we have a Thundurus Reverse and a Zekrom EX. Not the one we were hoping for, but still a decent pull nonetheless, and a good way to end it with a couple of decent pulls there. All right, so not bad. Again, 4 Pokeballs out of comparing these 2 binders together, at least, or adding. So not too bad. Obviously, these are both binders put together, but combined 4 Pokeballs, and then we got 3 EXs here. So not terrible, but definitely the product to get is going to be still, I think, the ETBs, if not the booster bundles when those come out. Of course, as far as pack per value and everything like that, those are going to be the best thing, but definitely get your hands on an ETB if you can, because the accessories in there are phenomenal. So it's definitely worth getting at least one of those. And for the binders, I mean, if you really want to get a binder, it's definitely worth getting that. And if you like the poster, definitely go for those as well. But we still have, I believe it's like the Victini collection, illustration collection, and then I forget what else we have, but I'll show you guys on screen here kind of what's to come. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will be posting a video showing off just overall, based on everything that I've been able to open, kind of what the pulls have been, what everything looks like. and yeah, just make a simple video on that. So not necessarily an ISWIN case all it takes, but similar vibe, similar content and everything. So we'll see. Now I will say I do still have my Pokemon Center ETBs. I only have one of each, of course, and it's like I don't know if I really want to open those just because I've been doing well with keeping one of each Pokemon Center ETB sealed, and I really don't want to end up opening those for no reason. But maybe I will. Maybe if these videos do well enough, I'll consider it, and then I'll have to just figure out another way to get a couple of ETBs. At the very least, I'm going to open my boxes because I haven't even opened up the shipping boxes, but I want to see just the condition they are in, because if they're not good enough anyways, then I probably will open them if they're not good sealed. But if they're in good condition, it's like it's going to be hard to try to argue that. But I don't know, we'll see how these videos go. Maybe I'll end up opening them for a final video before, you know, everything else, but we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Good luck on all of your guys' pulls for Black Bolt White Flare. Let me know what you guys have gotten in the comments below. I'd love to know. But that is it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.